Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today is the loser bracket, or the constellation bracket, or the second chance bracket, whatever you want to call it. These were all like the second place finishers in the first five matchups. There is one extra in here. Round four was like the group of death. It had a lot of really good bourbons in there. So there was three that scored over 4.5. So I put the second and third place in this group. Again, my wife poured them. They're blind. I still don't know what six these are. I just told her which were the highest scoring to put in here. So let's start nosing some glasses, I guess. Some sweet and oakiness, some dustiness, some dark chocolate, and some cherry. There is a little bit of that like cellar dankness in here, but just a little bit to kind of not make it off-putting, but kind of like just give a different note with the rest of the notes. Pretty complex notes. So let's go to B. Okay, right away was brighter cherry, milk chocolate. No, I'm questioning myself. Actually, it's very chocolate covered cherry note. Pretty good nose. Pretty good nose. Okay, C. Yeah, banana, like banana cream pie, some peanut butter. Yeah, it's like a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Also pretty good nose. But I'm just realizing, apparently now, that these are all going to be phenomenal because these all scored over a 4. Oh, that's funky. This one's very different than the first three. And each one of these were pretty different from each other. It's funky, charry, oaky. The fruits are like the darker fruits, like the figs and plums. This is going to be one heck of experience today. Okay, so E. E's very light on the... A pinch of that like grape, purple grape lollipop note. The primary note I'm starting to get is like the wet oak note. So it's the least favorite note so far. Yeah. Ooh. Now it's starting to turn grassy. Yeah, that's not my favorite nose. But these are all been really good noses. So F on the nose. Oaky, purple grape. There is some medicinal cherry on here. So all pretty good nose except for E. So let's start drinking. A. Okay, first sip on A. Dark chocolate, cherry, then chocolate came back again. It's a lot of chocolate in A. It's good. It's good. It's first sip of the day, so we gotta give it, a second sip for sure. So A is a lot of chocolate notes and a lot of red fruit notes. So I wrote down strawberry Laffy Taffy, but it's various cherry, strawberry, and chocolate notes. So it's pretty good. It doesn't taste too proofy. There's really no spice there, but it's the chocolates and the red fruits. Give it a third sip. After the third sip, I got a little cinnamony spice too, along with that. I would say the knock on A would be it's not the best like mouthfeel. It's kind of like watery a little bit, and it doesn't have the longest finish. But the flavors there are pretty good. Nothing off-putting at all. So good. It probably doesn't have the longest finish because it's probably not that high a proof. But I don't know. At this point, they could all be over 120. Okay, so B, first sip. Okay, A on the first sip. After A, at least, it's much darker. It's oakier. Dark cherry was like the only real fruit note. And then like the finish was drying oak. So we'll see. This might be one of those things that my palate's trying to adjust from this one to this one. So I don't know. I don't know how different they could possibly be, but okay. After the second sip, I wrote down two different chocolate notes. On the palate, I wrote chocolate, and then on the finish, still drying oak, but I got a little chocolate powder. So yeah, it's still darker, that dark cherry note. Let's see third sip. Oof. Oh, having a heart attack, guys. Oh God, what's going on? Okay, I'm alive. Barely. Hanging on here. Interesting. So on the third sip, where the second sip got like chocolatier notes, the third sip gave me a couple different cherry notes. So I wrote cherry cola on the palate, and then a brighter cherry kind of showed itself on the finish. So complex, uh, drink, pour, sip, whatever you want to call it. Everything was good, nothing bad. It's just different than this one. Even though the notes were similar, it was just like different aspects of it. This was like more darker, like muted, and this was brighter in your face. See, oh, and that peanut butter note. Oh, that is so good. It says banana, that peanut butter, cinnamon note. That's why I actually had to pause because I was like, "What is this?" It was like a lot of cinnamon, milk chocolate. That is pretty good. So let's go B. Second sip on C. The second sip, same, like good sweetness on the finish, like that just lingering on my tongue. This is so good. I wrote sweet oak, proof. There's definitely, this one drinks hotter than these two, and it's not like overly proofy or anything, but it keeps a linger longer. Keeps a linger longer. That can't be right. The finish lingers. I don't know. I don't think any of that what I just said made any sense, but it's good. Okay, so let's go third sip. Holy cow. She's very good. I don't write anything else. It was just enjoying the sip, but that's very good. Okay, so let's go to D. Oh, she didn't drink as hot as the second sip on the third sip. So D. Okay, D on the palate was just like the nose, and sometimes the nose translates directly to the palate, and this is one of those cases. I copied everything I wrote. Funky, char, oak, darker fruits, fig, drank a little proofy. Also got cinnamon on the finish and dark fruits again. So again, it's very different than these. It's that darker experience. Good. Nothing wrong with it. Just a different palate profile. This might be the way you like your bourbons, or this one is, or this one. You know what I mean? That's why I try to give notes so that like, oh, I might not like it, but you're like, oh, those are the things I look for in a bourbon. Okay, in the second sip, I got more of the same. So this time I got more of that cherry, the red Jolly Rancher. So that gave it a good balance of a little bit more sweetness to go with all like that oak charring note. D on the third sip, everything was the same. Just want to explain like, so because that funky note, it's kind of hard to explain, so I just explain it as a funky note. But that is a primary note in this one. It's a lot of funkiness up front. A lot of those fruits and oaks and chars come through like a roller coaster, but the primary thing is that like funky note that's throughout. It's not bad or anything. It's just very different. It's like that Texas funk. But I'm pretty sure this isn't from Texas. But it's, and a Texas funk, from what I understand, is because of it's so hot in Texas when they're aging the barrels, and that has to play into the flavor to give it that that Texas funk note. It was the heat with the barrels. So that's why I called it, I think in another video, like the Southern funk. Because I think that happens in other states, not just Texas. Okay, let's go to E. Okay, E on the first sip. The dusty peanut, purple grape lollipop, and wet peanut. It wasn't my favorite palette, I'm not gonna lie. Give it a second sip. See, maybe coming off the funkiness, it's, no, I don't know. Okay, now I know why it's in there. The second sip was very different than the first sip. I still got the dusty peanut, the purple grape lollipop. I didn't get the wet peanut. It turned into peanut butter, cherry, and chocolate and more lingering cherry on the finish. So very good. So I haven't taken the third sip yet. I was about to, and like the lingering is like a Dr. Pepper, but like a not an old Dr. Pepper, not stale. Is that the word I'm looking for? When it's not fizzy, flat. Nailed it. Flat Dr. Pepper. Same notes as the second sip, so very good. I don't get that what was it? That wet peanut note anymore, which I didn't really like that much. Now it's all like good flavors. One thing I did notice is this one drank proofier than this one. My wife mixing this up on me. This one doesn't drink proofy. You can definitely taste that there's proof there, but it's not proofy. The flat Dr. Pepper note. That's good. Oh boy. Let's go to F. What is going on in F? It's oaky, medicinal cherry, purple grape medicine like Robitussin. It's basically a medicine cabinet. What is happening on F? Oh boy. Oh no. Well, hey, it's the first sip. Let's give a couple more sips, see what happens. Okay, so after the second sip, it's still similar to like the medicine cabinet notes. I did get some vanilla, oak, cherry, but those medicinal notes are kind of still there. Well then, third sip. Yep, C is the same. Actually, if anything, I put more negative notes because I put drying and medicinal in the finish. It's a long finish, but those medicinal notes, not in a good way today. So, unfortunately, that might be my least favorite out of these 6. I'm gonna cut off A, B, everything against each other and kind of narrow it down a little bit better and score them for you guys. But I don't know which one's my clear favorite right now. I kind of have my loser in the losers bracket, but we'll see. I'll be right back. All right. I went through everything again, scored everything. But first, let's do the giveaway. So, because I was told that some of these I'm not going to be able to give 2-ounce samples of, I'm still going to do a giveaway. So, whoever wins this giveaway, whatever in here that I can give 2 ounces samples, I will. And anything, say there's like 2 I can't, I'll just let you kind of like pick from the tournament and I'll give you options. But you'll still win something. Don't you worry. Don't you worry out there. So, again, to enter to win 2-ounce samples of possibly these and a couple others, we'll figure that out. Subscribe, like, and comment with the hashtag second chance. Bam. Okay, so in last place in the lose bracket, this one. It did get better after I was drinking them back and forth and kind of by itself, and it got less medicinal, but it was still because of the medicinal notes, and that was the only one that I got in kind of like negative notes. I scored a 3.75, which is obviously lower than I scored it before because nothing in here was under a 4, but it is what it is. Okay, so then I had a tie for the next 2 out, and it was both these. I scored them both a 4. Again, very good. But just these 3 were more my wheelhouse today. Okay, and then, again, only one of these moves on to the final round. So there was a tie for second place? Second and third? Second place? Whatever. And it was these 2. So A and B both scored a 4.25. Both of them became very crushable. Like easy to drink, and that's probably coming off of these higher proof ones, going back and forth a little bit. They were just so easy to drink, so good. So B is the winner, and I scored that a 4.5. I just love that peanut butter banana note, apparently. But that is what really, those notes, the oak, so good to me. So that's that. This one, C, wherever that bottle is, will go to the final, and there will be another group of 6 in the final, and that'll be the next video. So stay tuned for that to figure out my top 6, I guess, of the tournament. So that's that. Bye.